man. You guys are now tuned in to Sports Industry Podcast. I'm your host, Dewan Thompson, and usually I'll talk about the Lakers, which I'm going to get into because we're playing damn well. But I want to talk about NFL free agency, and boy, what a hell of a day today. Hell of a day. So let's get started with the running backs, and I'm gonna quickly go over, does it truly make a big difference? Does it really help that team that they went to kind of get better? So let's talk about the big domino everybody was waiting on, Saquon Barkley, and him going to the Eagles was a bit of a surprise. Like, I feel like listening to all these talk shows, all these analysts, I never did hear Saquon to the Eagles, which is understandable because they have DeAndre Swift, but then they let him go, and what it is. So Saquon to the Eagles doesn't make that team better. I absolutely believe it does, right? He provides explosiveness, man, speed, power, catching out the backfield. Now, that's something I believe the Eagles did miss. It's not like DeAndre Swift couldn't catch it out the backfield, but I don't think they really truly believed that he could, right? He wasn't as Christian McCaffrey-like or even Saquon. So when you have a dynamic talent like Saquon Barkley in the backfield, you know he can catch the ball. I believe he had like 45 receptions and then 50-something receptions within the last 2 years playing with Daniel Jones. So it's very apparent that Saquon is a dual threat at that running back spot, and I do believe it helps them out tremendously. I think it allows the Eagles to get back to that running game that allowed them to get in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. One thing that the Eagles need to figure out is how to continue to get A.J. Brown involved. We've seen what happened late when he wasn't involved. I don't know why. I don't know what happened, but that team wasn't as good as they were. They need to figure out how to get A.J. Brown involved and just try to find a balance, man. Like, it has to be a balance. Saquon is dynamic as hell. But you still have A.J. Brown and you have Jalen Hurts. So those three alone, I think, is amazing with Devontae Smith on the other side of the field as a receiver. So, and then you still have Dallas Goedert. The offensive line is damn good still. I'm interested to see how it's going to turn out with Jason Kelce retiring. But they're still dynamic, right? And they started the season off 10-1, and they just went downhill. Now, does Saquon help that? Absolutely. I'm a little nervous about Fletcher Cox retiring, and then that defense just kind of not being great. I mean, they did re-sign Brandon Graham, but he's in his 16th season, I believe. So I'm very interested to see what happens there. But Saquon, I do believe he has a different dynamic, and he will make that team better as long as that defense is still pretty formidable, right? So let's get into the next domino that kind of fell, and that's going with Devin Singletary, who replaces Saquon Barkley. The Texans and the Giants, they kind of got a trade situation going, and Devin goes to the Giants. And is it really an impactful player? No, but I do believe they got him on the cheap, and he's still a good running back. And I don't know, man. The Giants, they just don't seem, offensively, they don't seem good at all, right? You still have Daniel Jones, who's coming off, I believe, an ACL. Now you got Devin Singletary, but who's your weapons, right? Hyatt, the high flyer out of Tennessee from last year, but I don't see who they have, right? You got Darren Waller at the tight end spot, but none of them move the needle. So let's see what happens when it comes to the New York Giants. But damn, that defense did just get better with Brian Burns coming from the Panthers. They paid him. They paid him damn well. So, we'll see how that goes. I don't think Devin Singletary is that impactful, even though he had a good season with the Texans. But I don't think that it's going to move the needle. Good running back. Let's see if they move up in the draft, because Daniel Jones is not it. So let's see what they do at the quarterback position in this year's draft. So let's get off that. Austin Eckler, man, the man who had 69 touchdowns, I believe, in his career with the Chargers. absolutely amazing. But I believe I want to say 31, and the NFL does not take kindly in running backs being 30 years old and with that much wear and tear. But Austin Eckler is still damn good. Him going to the Commanders, I think it's a good move, man. I think it's a good move for the Commanders. I would love to see Daniels from LSU, the quarterback, get drafted to the Commanders with the number 2 overall pick, which I believe it should happen, right? Like Drake May, I know a lot of people like Drake May. I haven't watched a ton of film, video, games, whatever on Drake May, but I know that Heisman winner at LSU is a damn good quarterback. And from what I'm hearing from these analysts is he can potentially, contend for the number 1 pick, but that's not going to happen. Caleb Williams is too far. He's too talented. But from a quarterback standpoint, they're saying that Daniels from LSU is amazing. His pocket presence, his ability to be consistent on a deep throw, his ability to run the ball as well. He's just slightly framed, but he's a damn good quarterback. And him with Austin Eckler, Terry McLaurin, I believe they still have Curtis Samuel. I think that offense is good, right? It's pretty damn good. But let's see if that moves the needle. I think it could possibly, because Austin Eckler is an amazing running back. His downfall, he needs to stay healthy. He wasn't as healthy last year, so let's see where that goes. Gus Edwards to the Chargers, replacing Austin Eckler with Jim Harbaugh as the new head coach. Gus Edwards, no, it doesn't move the needle, but Gus Edwards is a good running back, and they need to find another running back with Gus Edwards. But good signing, got him for the cheap, and decent. Josh Jacobs. This is one thing that surprised the hell out of me. The Packers released Aaron Jones and acquired Josh Jacobs. That is mind-blowing. But I can see why they did that. Josh Jacobs is a great running back. Aaron Jones is a great running back, but he did deal with a little bit of that injury bug. So, damn. Whew. I like it. Does he move the needle? Absolutely. I think Josh Jacobs, he was leading the league in rushing yards. I want to say 2 seasons ago, he led the league in rushing yards. So, Josh Jacobs, yes, he does move that needle. Can he provide that same productivity that Aaron Jones provided a couple years ago? Yes, I do believe that. He can still catch the ball out the backfield, and he's a damn good runner. Pairing him with Jordan Love and those young receivers and Christian Watson, man, I'm excited to see where the Packers are going, man. They're doing a damn good job, and let's see it. That does move the needle. I like Josh Jacobs a lot. Let's go into Tony Pollard signing with the Tennessee Titans. And does that move the needle for him? I don't know. I know my boy Bob watches the Titans a lot. I'm interested to see his take on that, but I don't know if it moves the needle, man. Tony Pollard didn't move the needle for Dallas as a number 1 running back. So it is what it is. Will Levis with Tony Pollard. I'm kind of interested to see where that goes. They need more weapons, man. They absolutely need more weapons at the receiver spot and at the tight end spot. I know they have D-Hop, and then they have the kid from, I forgot, Treylon Burks, I believe. They have him, but I just need a little bit more. Maybe it's the scheme offensively, but let's see how that goes. I think Will Levis is a decent quarterback, good young quarterback with a good offensive coordinator. He could be really good. So let's see where that goes. Tony Pollard to the Titans, good move. Got him for the cheap. And then let's talk about the last one, DeAndre Swift to the Chicago Bears. And I like it, man, because I'm a big fan of DeAndre Swift. I think Philly didn't necessarily use him the correct way, right? Because he's explosive, dude. When you have an explosive back like that, you have to find a way to continue to give him the rock. So the Eagles didn't do that. Let's see if Chicago does that, because they're going to draft Caleb Williams. And you have Caleb, and then you have DeAndre Swift, and then you got DJ Moore on the outside. They're going to you got Cole Kmet at the tight end spot. They're going to get another receiver. Now, do they stay at that number 9 or number 8 spot that they're at right now and draft a Rome Odunze from Washington? Yes, I do believe that he will fall to that spot because you got Malik Neighbors and you got Marvin Harrison Jr. I think Odunze is that third receiver that may fall to that 9-8 spot with the Chicago Bears. And I think it's great, right? You have an explosive receiver in DJ Moore, and then you got Odunze, who's a big body receiver. I like it. I like it a lot. I think Chicago has the ability to be, I guess, that most improved team to make a slight jump. I don't know how big of a jump it is in that division, but they make a slight jump. And I like it. I like it. I'm a fan of Caleb Williams. Let's see how that goes. But I think that offense is very formidable, right? So that's it right there on the signings. All right, let's talk about the 2 running backs that did not sign, and one got released and the other one still hasn't signed. Let's first get it off with Derrick Henry. And where the hell can Derrick Henry grow? And I already know, I feel like this is perfect. This is match made in heaven. The Dallas Cowboys, man. I think Derrick Henry to the Cowboys is amazing. They need that workhorse. Let's see if he can stay healthy. But I really hope Dallas signs Derrick Henry. I don't know what's the holdup. Derrick Henry may be wanting more than his value right now, but Derrick Henry to the Cowboys makes a lot of sense. Makes a ton of sense, and let's see if they make that happen, right? But a guy that I've talked about earlier is Aaron Jones, and where does Aaron Jones go? Fuck, I have no idea. I don't know where Aaron Jones goes, but I think he should go to a team with a young quarterback. I mean, having that type of guy in the backfield with a rookie quarterback, I think is very, very helpful. And I'm excited to see what happens right there, man. I don't know where he can go. I know he's dealt with some injuries, but he's still a productive running back. And somebody needs to pick that man up, which they will. Now, for how much? Who knows? You got a guy with who dealt with injuries. So let's see what team he goes to, but damn good running back. Now, let's get into the quarterbacks, man. Everybody knows what's happening here. Let's start off with a guy in Baker Mayfield who re-signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Mike Evans signs back. Let's see how that offense does in year 2 with Todd Bowles. So I'm excited to see what happens with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Mike Evans is still a good receiver, still putting up 1,000 yards no matter what quarterback it is. So that's a nice pickup, a nice re-sign basically with Baker Mayfield with the Buccaneers. And then let's talk about Kirk Cousins. Actually, no. Let's talk about Russ. Quickly talk about Russ. Russ to the Steelers. It was a little shocking when it happened, but it's a damn good deal for the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's not even a boom or bust situation. It's a bargain. You got Russell Wilson on $1.2 million because the Broncos are paying that 37.8, I believe. So great sign. Let's see in that. I mean, does Russell go to the Steelers expecting a quarterback battle? I don't think so, bro. Like I don't see it happen. You got Kenny Pickett and Russell Wilson. I'm obviously going to take Russell Wilson, a proven commodity. He should be a 2-time Super Bowl winner, but neither here or there. He's won a Super Bowl, multiple Pro Bowls, and he was productive, right? 26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions with the Denver Broncos in year 2 under Sean Payton. So I think Russell can still be that type of quarterback, especially in Pittsburgh when you have a guy like Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren in the backfield with a good receiver and George Pickens, a good tight end and Freiermuth. Now let's see what they do with Deontay Johnson because I think he's on the trading block, but they're going to find some receivers. It's a heavy receiver draft. I'm excited to see what Russ does, right? Russ is a good quarterback. Like let's not keep the disrespect because his personality may seem fake to some people. Russell Wilson is a good quarterback. He played awful in the first year. The Denver Broncos played awful, but that's under Nathaniel Hackett, right? And Nathaniel Hackett's only had success with one of the greatest quarterbacks of all times in Aaron Rodgers. So that is what it is. But Russell Wilson, I think he can be a damn good quarterback. He can be an amazing quarterback with the Steelers. So let's see, man. Let's see how it goes. Let's talk about Gardner Minshew, and I'm going to touch on this a little bit later too. Gardner Minshew signing with the Raiders, and that was a little shocking because there's a guy out there who I believe should be I was about to say Oakland Raider, a Las Vegas Raider, right? So Gardner signs. Let's see how that goes. But let's get into Kirk Cousins. And two teams that I wanted Justin Fields to go to was Atlanta and then the Raiders. And like I said, the Raiders signed Gardner Minshew, and then Atlanta signs Kirk Cousins. And Kirk Cousins is damn good, dude. Like he's a great pocket quarterback, great vet. Like this dude is amazing, and he has weapons, right? He has a guy in the backfield, Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier. Like those two are great workhorses. And then you have a Drake London and a Kyle Pitts. Good young talents, young receiver and tight end. So he has some weapons to work with. And I like it. I mean, I do like the signing. I would have loved Justin Fields to go there because that dynamic would have been amazing to watch. But as far as the Falcons going to the playoffs and winning that division, Kirk Cousins probably does give them the best chance to do that. So Kirk Cousins to Atlanta. And then my question is, where the hell does Justin Fields go? Now, a lot of people were talking about the Raiders, but then the Raiders have, I think his name is Luke Getz. He's the offensive coordinator. He was with Chicago, gets fired while Justin Fields is there because his offense wasn't necessarily bringing out the best of Justin Fields. He gets fired. He goes to Oakland, and is Oakland a choice that Justin Fields, a team that Justin Fields could go to? I mean, yeah, but then you have that guy over there, Luke Getsy, as the offensive coordinator. So it's kind of it's not gonna happen. And then you sign Gardner Minshew, which goes ahead and tell you what their mindset is. I do believe they're going to get a quarterback in the draft. I don't believe they're going to move up. I don't believe they're going to. If they do, I mean, good for them. But they're going to get a quarterback. Gardner Minshew is going to be that bridge QB, which he has kind of been like his whole career, backup. So, I mean, he can't go to the Raiders. He can't go to the Raiders. And then the only team that I can see right now is, I mean, you got the Giants, him and Daniel Jones competing, whatever. But then you got the Vikings who just damn near couldn't re-sign Kirk Cousins. And do I like the weapons? Absolutely. I do think they need another running back. Alexander Madison, he didn't get the job done. But you have Justin Jefferson out there, damn near the best receiver in the game. And then you got TJ Hawkinson at the tight end spot. So Justin Fields, does he fit that mold over there in Minnesota with the offense coordinator there, with the head coach? I don't know. And then I keep hearing that Minnesota could possibly sign a Sam Darnold and then go draft a quarterback. So why get Justin Fields when you know you have to pay him some good money the following year? So it's very tough. I don't know where Justin Fields is going to go. I like Justin Fields. I think he's an amazing talent, good quarterback who's continued to improve each year. So let's see where he goes, man. That's and it sucks. It sucks, right? But it is what it is, man. NFL free agency is crazy right now. It's crazy. But that's it for NFL.